For today's Monday makeup lesson, I'm going to show you how I created this look using one eyeshadow and some glitter. It's a really achievable look. I know that you can recreate it, so let's get started. As always, we like to start off with some eyeshadow primer. This is going to create a blank canvas for us to work on while also giving our shadows something to hold on to. So I've already applied that across the lid. Now for this look, we're going to be using one brush. I know that you like it when I only use one brush. So this technique is going to be using the EO1. It's a round, firm blending brush, which sounds a little odd, but it's almost as if a flat brush and a blending brush had a baby. You'd end up with this brush. The eyeshadow that we're going to be using is Coca by Blank Canvas Cosmetics. It's from the Master Series palette. It's a rich brown. And we're going to apply this across the lid. I like to take my pinky and just rest it on my cheek. This gives me a little bit of stability as I'm blending. And I also like to focus on the lid mostly for this, not blending up too high to start with, really just blending it across the lid. Now, I always like to start off in the center at the lash line whenever I'm applying this sort of technique. This just makes sure I'm really saturating the lower part of the lid right by the lashes. I also like to keep my hand quite low as I buff and blend this in across the lid. If you keep your hand quite low, it means that the shadow is going to softly blend upwards for you. And as we keep buffing and blending this in, I like to then slowly bring my hand upwards, and this will stop the eyeshadows from blending up too far. So the higher the hand, the lower the blend is going to be, and we really want to keep this on the lid. We don't want to blend up too far just yet. Once we've covered the lid, I can then just take whatever's left over on the brush and start to work this into the crease of the eye, so slightly above the lid. Now obviously you can just use another eyeshadow, something a little bit in the same tone but a little bit lighter, and start to blend this in the crease. But because we're doing a really simple look, I just want to keep it to one eyeshadow. So using whatever's left over on the brush, I blend this into the crease area and slightly higher. Leaving a small gap underneath the brows is really important though, because we still want to keep that lighter shade to highlight the brows. A little technique that I like to do is kind of squint my eye, and this just allows me to see that hooded area, which tends to drop as the day goes on and my eyes get tired. So just by squinting, I can really see this area and make sure I'm contouring it and pushing it back. Now, if you find that there's not that much on your brush and you need to pick up some eyeshadow, please just start on the lid to start with and then blend it up into the crease. Don't go straight into the crease because we don't want that to be darker than the lid. The lid needs to remain darker. We're also going to bring the shadow underneath the eyes, and if you're new here, this is a little technique that we like to do. We like to squash the brush down to create a fan shape and then apply the shadow underneath the lashes. And by creating this little fan, it just means that we don't have to pick up another brush. But obviously you can just use a smaller brush if you want to. Now for the fun bit, the glitter. So these have recently launched by Blank Canvas Cosmetics. They are the eyelighters, and I'm using the shade Copper Rose, of course, because I love copper. These are beautiful and creamy and just sparkly, and I love them so much, and they're so easy to apply. Now I like to focus on the lower part of my lid. Obviously you can blend it up as high as you want, you can apply it where you want, but I like to focus right at the center on the lower half of the lid, and then I softly blend it upwards and around. Once I've applied it, I do make sure I'm only blending around the edges. Don't go dipping into the middle because you really don't want to disturb that too much. You just want to buff and blend out the edges using a small brush or your fingertips. Just very lightly tap. I did cheat a little bit by using my face highlighter on the inner corner, or you can use another eyeshadow. I know it's technically then two eyeshadows, so I apologize for cheating, but I do like to give it just a little pop of lightness in the inner corner. So that is the finished look. I just applied some lashes and lots of mascara, and I hope that you guys will recreate this one. If you do want to see some of the other glitters, definitely let me know. I do have them over on my Instagram story, and I have like swatches on there as well, because there's some beautiful shades, especially the purple one. So I will link my Instagram down below in the comment section. I'd love to see you guys over there. This video was pretty hard to actually do. I have a chronic illness, so it kind of affects me massively. Did end up crying at the end of filming this because it was a very difficult day to be dealing with my symptoms. So whatever you're doing, I hope it's going good for you. And if it didn't have a good day, like I didn't have a great day, I hope tomorrow is better for you. And I will see you in a video next Monday.